I got a few videos right here, so listen. Listen. This nigga DDG, bruh. This nigga DDG was just in DreamCon. I already seen the video and shit, but, you know, content creators are getting the beats for clip farming. He was in DreamCon. A motherfucker came up to him talking about doo-doo garbage. His team wasn't, you know, playing that shit, fucking with none of that shit. His brother Dub got on his ass, bruh. He got on his ass, and, you know, we gonna see. Shout out to Omeezy, bruh. Shout out to Omeezy. I feel like I ain't watched an Omeezy video in a minute.
I got set. This recording? Is this recording?
No, what you say?
Doodle garbage.
Oh, just real quick.
We got going.
Somebody hugged it. And they what you say? Doodle garbage. Like,
Nigga, why do you gotta blur that, bro? Why are you blurring that? Show the fucking video.
Oh, no recording, no recording, no recording, no recording, no recording.
Oh my god, bro. I hate you niggas, bro. I hate you niggas, bro. You pussy ass niggas, bro. I don't give a fuck what the reason is for. You're pussy.
Like I said, clip farming has gone way too far. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with the situation, it looks like DDG has had enough of the clip farms of the nicknames. And to be honest with you, I think that this serves as a good and fair warning for those that are coming into any sort of place and space thinking,
Yeah, that was my first thought when I first said it. Because I heard that the nigga was gonna sue. But it's like, listen, nigga gotta set an example real quick, bruh. Niggas gotta set an example real quick.
they can just clip farm. Like I've been telling people on this platform before, clip farming is not a way to make a career. It's not something that's long lasting. It's not something that is fulfilling. And ultimately, like in this situation, it led to some sort of physical violence.
Damn, again?
People don't realize these
Nigga got body slammed twice?
People don't realize these content creators can totally get upset with the clip farming and the name calling and the stuff that you get off. These people
See, but I don't even think that's clip farming, bro. That's like regular clout chasing shit. Is that clip farming? But I don't know, bro. It's like now, whenever a new word gets created, motherfuckers just use that shit for anything now.
have real feelings too. So DDG gave people
Like, nah, he was on some troll clout chasey shit.
a fair warning just a couple days ago that if they continue with the clip farms, if they continue throwing these insults, if they continue with the name calling, then this is going to be the situation at hand.
If a fan came up to me on some doodle garbage, bro, I'ma hold that so goddamn bad, bro. No better.
Now, whether you believe DDG or not, this doo-doo garbage, you know, name calling or insult that stemmed from Bruce dropping him off in his beef just a couple months ago.
Nigga, why are you holding the microphone? Why is you holding the microphone?
Is clearly affecting it. And I know that some people might think that he's soft or whatever the case may be, but the reality of the situation is, if they don't know you, they're not going to tolerate it. And besides that fact, why do people think that this is the way to get content? Like, I think that this is so short-sighted, and maybe they've been influenced by whoever and whatever, or whatever the case may be. But even like Agent says, something that I agree with, clip farming and doing this sort of content is something that is not going to build you an audience. It's not something that's going to be long-lasting, and ultimately you are going to be forgotten the next day.
Why they disrespecting him like that though? If you gonna yap nonsense to it right in front of his face, you gotta be prepared for them consequences. It's not even clip farming, it's just being trolls, bro. It's just trying to be remembered. They don't even give a out or being remembered. Like, bro, you're gonna be remembered as I just chose to troll, bro, and then we will never hear of you again.
And I do agree with Agent, but the foundation of streaming has totally shifted in the past couple of years, where this is what people see as entertainment. This is what people see as the content. They believe that getting their name out there, no matter what and no matter what expense, is the way to go about doing these things. But ultimately, what he's saying is 1,000% right. At best, this guy will be remembered as the guy who got snuffed out by Dub and whatever cameraman and DDG and his whole collective. At worst, he'll be back to punching the clock. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you did all this in an attempt to become famous for what? Now, I'm not advocating for physical violence, so I wanted to see what Dub and DDG and the rest of the gang had to say about this, because although I don't agree with people insulting people, I do want to give them the benefit of the doubt and hear them out at least.
Grab me, I hit the. So then I'm like, bro, what the?
it was like a large crowd, and security grabbed me. I'm like, bro, you got me up.
I see Tiny sleep dog, boy. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, my didn't even get on that.
Nah, yes it did.
No, it didn't.
Yes it did. I see Jason holding your camera and everything.
No, but I had no signal. I had 200.
Nah, your had signal when we did that skit.
Yeah, they said it didn't show anything.
Nah, I know, but still, like, you know how that be, bro. They banned Kelly for a skit, man. I ain't trying to get banned for a skit.
Now, I think DDG was really just trying to save face here. He didn't want to get banned from the con. He didn't want any sorts of issues with Twitch, any sort of lawsuit or anything like that, and he'll deal with it in the private eye. I think that he's a very strategic and tactical person, so, you know, doing those things, he's good at covering them up. But ultimately, at the end of the day, and I can give this perspective because I am literally on the grounds of DreamCon. I came down for the weekend, and I'm recording this video hours after the situation happened. None of this really did anything at the con. None of this shook the airwaves. And all this guy got was the brakes beat off him. He was so unmemorable after the situation, it's almost amazing, which has me thinking.
Man, he got body slammed twice, bro. That's probably the worst shit that happened to him. I didn't get the brakes beat off him.
Again, about points that I've had in the past about clip farming and what it does for you. In my last video about Streamer University, I had a take about these new content creators getting into this lane and don't rely on clip farming because it is not going to be something that will benefit you in the long run. If you don't remember, there were some content creators who had broke into Agent 00's room because they thought that he was running some black market and wanted to play into this whole theme of I'm taking advantage of the black market, stealing from it. But they literally broke into his actual room where actual things are, and it did not turn out the best for these guys.
What is Jay at? Y'all think it's appropriate to come in my room when I'm not there? It's a difference between content.
Even in that interaction, No Limit Jay still doesn't understand the difference. Agent is seriously looking for him and voluntarily says, I'm right here. Now, I don't think he's being forthcoming and truthfully saying, hey, this is me, I'm No Limit Jay. I think he still thinks that this is still a part of some elaborate skit and scam, but he doesn't realize that he's crossed the line. He's literally broke into somebody's room, and all for the sake of getting a clip up. Now, in Agent's sit down and hashing out of the situation, he gave No Limit Jay a warning, something that we've been giving out for a long time.
See, but that's the thing, though. That's my thing. It's like, bro, just because one person, two people, probably a handful of people do things the wrong way when it comes to the clip farming shit does not mean that clip farming within itself entirely is bad. Because everybody clip farms. DDG does it. Kai does it. Mad people clip farm. You know? That's the shit that gets put on your YouTube shorts, your TikTok and shit like that now. Do people go about it the wrong way? Yo, bro, I keep on fucking burping, bro. It's that fucking tomato sauce. Do some people go about it the wrong way? Of course. But that doesn't mean that clip farming in its entirety is wrong. That's the same thing, like, I was scrolling through IG and I saw these two couples that got tattoos of each other. Shorty got a tattoo of the nigga on her thigh with like puppet strings, basically saying that he controls her. And then he got tattoos of her like naked and shit. And then in the comments, motherfuckers is talking about, oh, this generation is cooked and fucked up and shit. And it's like, no, nigga, that has nothing to do with this generation. That's two people. Two people do not speak for an entire generation, bro. What are you talking about? I hate when motherfuckers do that shit. They see a few people do something, now out of nowhere it's all this whole generation is no. What are you talking about? So the same shit with this. Even back then when clout chasing was a big word and everybody was using it, it was only a few motherfuckers that would clout chase. But it was still a whole bunch of other motherfuckers that was not doing that shit at all.
That a lot of these content creators do not understand.
I didn't think this was actually your personal room. They said black market. They said Asian black market. They said this room. So I came up here.
It has beds, it has things. Like
I know, but I'm not thinking, there's
so
multiple
look, bro,
rooms.
there's
in it stash.
if you came in here and on some content
busted
in the room. If I'm in the room, I'm saying.
Right.
You coming in here with that camera, you got to think, oh, we just minimize it. My analytics is up.
No,
like,
no,
my
I didn't come
stream
here.
is up.
That's
My
what I'm saying.
counter,
So,
it doesn't matter.
I understand that.
You came in the room, you didn't know where the stuff was, right?
You're right.
Because we hit it.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't come all in these rooms like that. I was peeking around,
just
and then we walked in there.
let me share some intel with you, my.
Sure.
There's lines, bro.
And while I get what Agent.
Yeah, but that's not his fault, bro. That's not his fault. I don't put the blame 100% on the dude with the ski mask, because it's like, bro, niggas is at streaming university, niggas is having a war, niggas is in the moment, adrenaline rushing, like, motherfuckers is having fun. So yeah, he made a mistake. But come on, bro.
I'm saying, and I totally wholeheartedly agree. We have to look back at what's been happening over the past couple of years with content creation and realize that a lot of the stuff that's going on today are from actions of the past, stuff that we should have stopped and nipped in the bud a long time ago. But because we are now here, we're getting mad at basically these new creators for doing these things that their favorite creators have been doing in the past. Like, they're convinced that this is their way out. Like, this is the way to get a bunch of money. And they're willing to do any and everything in order to get that money.
All right.
What?
So I guess I'm getting fired.
We knew that. Yes!
Wait, what?
When the fucking... I said the same shit.
Corey 2U was a big success at
Like, you see, even that situation right there, I don't view it on some, the clip farming, cloud chasing. Like, bro, there's nothing wrong with this right here, bro. I don't see the issue with this.
I said the same shit.
Corey 2U was a big success at Streamer University. You know, took advantage of the whole situation, had DDG react to him and his clip farming attempts, and it went over fairly well. He didn't put anybody in harm's way. But the idea of creating the content being just a continuous clip farm for what he says to be money, to me, just doesn't sit right. Because I have to ask, how far are you willing to go?
I went to Streamer U broke. My account was negative 612. My credit cards were maxed out, all because of content. I owed $322.50 on the Cash App. You know what's crazy, Chad? I had no bread to get back on that flight and check in any bags. I'm telling you, God is real, bro.
An inspirational story, but a warning sign nonetheless, because at the end of the day, there's something that is supposed to be more aspirational and inspirational to content creation than getting the money from doing said content creation.
Bro, fuck that, bro. Take that risk, bro. Take that risk. Take that risk and do what you gotta do. Now, granted, of course, it's certain principles. It's all about your mindset, the way you carry yourself, your character and shit like that. But it's just like, bro, now you do got, like, the boot gang nigga that from back then. Now, granted, he did turn his life around. He gave his life to Jesus and stuff like that. But it's like, how he used to be back then, that's different. He's the type of nigga that would do any and everything for clicks and shit like that. But it's like, it's other motherfuckers that, yeah, they'll do anything, but at the same time, they're aware of a line that they're not about to cross, bro. Like, niggas ain't dumb for the most part. You know?
Because all that happens is you realize that the negative things, the clip farms, the over-the-top takes are the things that reign supreme. So you're willing to do any and everything in order to basically get it off. So once they start to learn that people like DDG are essentially the method, they're going to continue to rehash that over and over and over and over again, even if it means getting hands put on you or distracting from what is supposed to be a beautiful moment at something like Streamer University. Where,
like, for example, I was scrolling through IG, and I saw this one video where a motherfucker was talking about the prank bully. His name is the prank bully. Nigga was walking through Target. He saw two couples walking together and shit. Nigga told the nigga, yo, your girl ass is fat. Your girl ass is fat. Her shit dumb fat and shit like that. Bro, I'm still fucking burping, bro. I'm about to punch my chest, bro. I'm about to punch my chest. The nigga was talking about, oh yeah, your girl ass is dumb fat. And then the dude that she was with turned around, and then the dude that was doing the prank was like talking crazy, about to fight him and shit like that. And it's just like, bro, things like that, that's not a prank. Like, that's not a prank. It's certain niggas that will go to that extent. They'll do the most for the sake of clicks and getting views and shit. But just because you got a handful of people who would do that does not mean that that's like, that's not streaming in its entirety. You know, that's everybody that clips farm does not go to that extent. Whenever DDG clips farm, he's not doing nothing crazy. He just be talking shit. He just be saying shit. And people know his personality, so they gonna laugh. But then, you know, there are other motherfuckers who be doing crazy shit.
Where people are coming to actually physically learn.
Niggas gotta chill. Niggas gotta chill. Nigga, if I'm walking and the nigga talking about some, yo, your girl ass is fat, nigga, I'm putting you on your neck, bro. I'm gonna put you on your neck, bro. Boom! Boom! Stop talking like that, nigga. Sweet chin music. Sweet chin music right there.
No, who said that?
I was answering this question.
Get out.
They talking about I'm with Bruce. I'm a pet. What they talking about? DEO trying to die.
Another issue that
You see, like, even that, bro. Like, I don't see no harm in that. Like, yeah, he's talking shit, but I don't see no harm in that. Bro, come on, bro. Come on, Omeezy. Stop the bullshit, bro.
Clip farming.
Dead ass.
These people get so wrapped up into it, you know, instead of building the actual audience, but going for the clicks and the views, that it ultimately becomes their brand, and it can be damaging. I know y'all are tired of me beating
Like,
this
for
dead.
example, you guys, hold on. So if Omeezy has a problem with people saying certain shit, then what was his take on DDG doing that boxing shit in the classroom? Because that's initially the same thing. He's doing it for clicks, he's doing it for views, he's doing it clip farming and shit like that. He's a professor boxing the students, and that's actually physical. Like, he's actually fighting. What was your take on that? Oh, let me guess, you ain't got nothing to say because it's DDG?
Horse, but this is
niggas be picking and choosing.
Basically, the Zoe Spencer paradox. Going out there, doing whatever it takes.
You see? Oh, you see? She's a prime example of the handful of people that be doing too much.
Continuously get some sort of traction, likes, or views, that it becomes your brand, to the point where you have the internet blasting you and calling you annoying for who you are.
I don't think Zoe's I don't think she's annoying. I think that's kind of her brand though, bro. So like, if you,
nigga, for your brain to be annoying is crazy.
You're not comfortable around.
For your brain to be biting people and shit is crazy.
Then you're not comfortable around it. But that's just her brand, bro.
Now, with that being said, all of that.
And you heard what he said. If you're not comfortable around it, then you're just not comfortable around it. And what I've been saying throughout this whole time when I've reacted to her situation and shit like that, it's like, yeah, you could be you. You could be yourself. You could walk into any room and be yourself. Cool. Just because you're being yourself does not mean that people have to gravitate towards you. That does not mean that people have to fuck with you. That does not mean that people have to like you or love you. Just because you're being yourself. Motherfuckers want to be throwing that, oh, I'm going to be myself wherever I go. I'm not going to switch up. All right, cool. You don't got to switch up. But at the same time, that don't mean motherfuckers just got to fuck with you.
That could be true. It could be her brand, but at some point, people are ultimately going to get tired of this persona. There's nothing genuine about you. You're just wanting to and willing to whip out a phone and a camera in order to capture any moment. And that could be at anybody's expense. And ultimately, this will blow over sooner rather than later. But right now, this stain on her image of being annoying or being some person who commits SA without any sort of context behind it is hurting her in a bigger way than it is helping her. Now, with the clip farming at an all-time high, it begs the question, should there be some sort of ramifications for...
Well, first off, nobody's just gonna put something on somebody without having a reason. Nobody's just gonna put some shit like SA on somebody without that person giving people a reason. You feel me? Like, a motherfucker ain't just gonna come out of nowhere and say that Omeezy be SA-ing people and he did absolutely nothing. No, they're getting that from somewhere. They're getting that from something. They're getting that from a source. They saw a video. All right, bro, whatever, bro. I'm just over here fucking burping this shit,
I don't know what that is outside of just a community shunning. And ultimately, I think that the views will be reflective of the content that they put out. Because what I've noticed this past weekend is that a lot of these clip farmers, a lot of these new age streamers, a lot of these people wanting to participate in this content really don't have a plan.
Making the stallions do tequila, so you get to test it out and take a picture in the photo booth.
I don't know. It's really free Tory, so I don't know. I said it's free Tory. We signed with my man's Tory.
They're just out there trying to get the most outlandish clips possible.
No. Nigga, what? What? Nigga, I ain't gonna lie. If I'm at DreamCon, nigga, I would have said the same shit. I would have said the same shit. Like, that's not even... Nigga, that ain't... Nigga, what if that's really how she feels? Like, what are you talking about, bro? What if that's really how she feels? What if the shit that people are doing, that's just how they are. That's just how they feel. So, cause a motherfucker streaming and the camera gets on now, any and everything they say is strictly just for clout, clip farming and shit like that. So now motherfuckers just can't express themselves. Now motherfuckers just can't say how they feel. Nigga, if that was me, I would have said the same thing. Like, I ain't doing shit for her. It's free Tory. Fuck is you talking about?
Tequila, so you get to test it out and take a picture in the photo booth.
Whoa.
Infused tequila, so you get to test it out and take a picture in the photo booth.
I don't know. It's really free Tory, so I don't know. I said it's free Tory. We signed with my man's Tory.
They're just out.
Facts. Shout out to her.
They're trying to get the most outlandish clips possible.
No, bro. Whoa. Hey, you guys.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
I'm echoing my sentiments from the Streamer University video and live stream that I did just last week. Again, in this video, I saw a bunch of up-and-coming content creators. You know, people aspiring to be content creators, truly not knowing what they're doing, not having a plan, not having a direction, not having an identity outside of trying to get the best clip possible. What did that woman try to gain from telling Agent that he's so fine she would suck his dick? Like, I understand.
Nigga, what are you talking? Nigga, that's just her, bro. What? What if that's just her? What if she genuinely now the only thing about it is that the cameras are on. But let's just say if the cameras weren't on and Agent is who he is, nigga, I'm pretty sure she would have said the same shit. What do you like, bro? What if her saying that, the little girl saying free Tory, like, what if this is just how they feel?
In the moment, and it's funny or whatever the case may be, but how do you go about building a brand on top of that? I understand the guy doing the fake pass out thing. It's funny for the moment until it's not funny for the moment, and it gets not funny for the moment very, very fast. These are people that don't have any sort of repackaging plan for their content, you know, throw it up thumbnail.
And how do we even know that the girl who said what she said and the dude who fake passed out, do we know if they're even content creators? Like, how do you know if they're even content creators? What if they're just doing that just for the sake of doing it? Like, they don't have no plan. They don't have a YouTube channel, a TikTok, nothing that they're promoting. They're just doing it just so that it could get the clicks for the moment. And then after that, they don't want nothing else. They don't want to benefit from that shit. What if they're doing it just to do it? What if he did that strictly just for Agent Stream? Just because he wanted to be on Agent Stream. It's gonna do what it's gonna do, and after that, that's it. Like, it ain't, you feel me? And this is what I mean, like, everything, bro, come on, bro.
They don't have any way of feeding it to another audience. They are literally searching for and looking for the biggest content creators at the convention or at whatever establishment they're at or whatever moment that they can get and trying to get some sort of clip from that. Like, how will that young lady go about uploading that video to a YouTube or to a Twitter? What thumbnail title? I told Agent 00 I would suck his dick.
And that's my point. How do you know that she even has... How do you even know that those are her intentions? How do you know that those are her intentions to upload that somewhere? How do you know she has a YouTube channel? How do you know she has something? Like, how do you know? That could have just been her.
So the biggest content creators at the con, I would suck their dicks. Is that content? I don't think that that's content. That's just a clip. And that clip is not gonna be long lasting. Ultimately, we knew that clip farming would get to a point where people were basically getting their hands and feet placed on them by anybody else because they are going over the top. And I don't condone what DDG, Dub, and the cameraman did to that young man today, but please let this be a warning to a bunch of people out there. Clip farming isn't content. Look, I want to take a second here at the end of this video.
Clip farming is content, first off. It is content. Short form content.
To do something that I don't normally get to do. By the time this uploads and is out for a couple hours, I'm projecting that we will cross 100,000 subs. Thank God.
Okay,
Finally,
I think he did. I think he did too, y'all. Wait, when he uploaded this? A day ago? Damn. Alright, shout out to Omeezy, 100,000.
Did it. We made it as a community, as a whole. You know that I'm going to always say I could never do anything like this without viewers like you and the ability to share some of these videos. Thank you guys for sticking with me through the ups and the downs. You know, a couple months ago when I got some copyright claims, a lot of people were saying they couldn't see my content or find my content, but you stuck through it and you didn't choose another commentary channel, you know, that provides you with the content that I can provide you. provide you with. I'm very appreciative of that. Appreciative. Thank you for everybody who came up to me at DreamCon and stopped me and decided to take pictures and stuff like that.
Yo,
You
bro,
guys came up to me at DreamCon.
Motherfuckers. Yo, bro, there's nothing I hate more than motherfuckers that be wearing Carhartt just for the sake of wearing it, bro. Now Carhartt and Dickies is really like fashion shit, bro. That's wild, bro. Like, nigga, you don't do no construction. You don't have a trade. None of that. Yo, this is what I hate about today's time, bro. Like,
and stopped me and decided to take pictures and stuff like that. You guys are the reason that I make these videos. Shouts out to, you know, other commentary channels like 4D Shams, like Cameron, like Abba and Preach. Shouts out to Playback. These are the guys that make these videos. Shouts out to, you know, other commentary channels like 4D Shams, like Cameron, like Abba and Preach. Shouts out to Playback. These are the guys that give the inspiration for the videos. Sometimes I'm straight ripping y'all's content, I'm not gonna lie to you, but without you guys I also would not be here. You know, 40 Shams, it's up to you now. You next one up. Shouts out to everybody on my team. For most people that don't know, I don't edit the videos. I
think it's 100,000, bro. Come on, bro. Still got shit to do. Still got work to do. Even me, bro. You see me, I'm at 1.4K. Listen, bro. All this clip farming shit, it's like some motherfuckers know how to do it, other motherfuckers don't know how to do it, and then there's other motherfuckers that's gonna go above and beyond for the sake of getting a clip, for the sake of getting posted, reposted, and that type of shit. At the end of the day, it's them getting embarrassed. I'm not getting embarrassed. I'm not the one clip farming. I'm not the one doing the most for the sake of whatever the fuck people's reasons be. Let people do what the fuck they gonna do. They the ones that have to deal with the consequences, bro. You feel me? They the ones who have to deal with the consequences. Oh, Meezy shut off the camera, and he did not give a fuck about. He did not give not one fuck about the dude that got slammed, the girl that said whatever she said, the nigga that fake passed out. Come on, bro. Listen, motherfuckers got to deal with them consequences, and however they got to deal with it, you feel me? That's on them. Feel me? But yeah, bro, that's the end of this video right here. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what you want to see me react to next. Follow me on IG. The links is down below in the description and on Twitch. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one, bro. I'm going to holla at y'all.